Hello, this is Susie Newhan, and this is the one about basic fractions. So I'm going to start with just a bit of a digression. At school, we used to write divisions this way, didn't we? We knew that that meant 3 divided by 4. Now, as we get further in our maths education, we don't really use that symbol so much. We use it sometimes just to communicate that it's the division we're talking about. But when we're doing mathematics, if we want to indicate a division, we write it like this. 3 over 4. That means 3 divided by 4. So that looks like a fraction, doesn't it? And that's because that's what a fraction is. A fraction is a division calculation that hasn't yet been made. So we see that as 3 divided by 4. If you have 3 pizzas divided by 4 people, each will get 3/4 of a pizza. So a fraction represents part of a whole. So let's first of all look at how we multiplied fractions together. Well, let's say we want to multiply those 2 fractions. That is incredibly easy. So what do? We simply multiply the tops and multiply the bottoms. It's that straightforward, and we like to present the answer in simplified form, so we look to see if there's any common denominators, common factors, and we can see that actually 3 could be divided into both of these. So 3 goes into 6 twice, 3 goes into 21 7 times, so the answer is 2 7s. All right, so nothing difficult about multiplying fractions. What if we want to multiply a whole number by a fraction? Right, here we have to be a little careful. It is not 2 times 3 and then over 2 times 5. It is definitely not that. So what we do here is that we simply multiply the top line. So anything that's on the top, in maths we think of there being things above the line and things being below the line. Anything that's above the line can be multiplied together. So it is simply 2 3 6 5. Okay, so if we're multiplying by a whole number, only multiply the tops. Now, if you don't like that, if you think, well, I'm not sure about that, then we can make this into a fraction. 2 over 1 is a fraction, and it means the same as 2. 2 divided by 1. And now we can do what we did before, which was to multiply top and bottom. So 2 3s are 6. We get the same answer. But this is the way we'd normally do it. Just multiply the tops. Okay, how about division? That's not difficult either. What if we want to divide? Oh, there's me using that symbol I said we wouldn't use. What if we want to divide 2/3 by 1/3? Well, we can make that into a multiplication task simply by turning the second fraction upside down. So that will give us the same answer as that. We simply turn this one upside down, and now we multiply it as before. 2 3s are 6 over 1 times 3 is 3. We notice that we can simplify that greatly because 3 goes into both of those, and that gives an answer of 2. And actually that's what we'd expect, because what we're really saying is how many times does 1/3 go into 2/3, so it's going to be 2 anyway. All right, so division becomes multiplication simply by turning that one upside down and makes it nice and easy. Okay, what about adding and subtracting fractions? This is not so easy. You might remember all the talk at school about finding the lowest common denominator. But if you can't do this, or you've forgotten how to do it, then I really do think it's time that you cheated. So I'm going to show you how to do this on a calculator. So first of all, locate this key, the fraction key, what I think of as the magic key. And there it is on my calculator. It's on most scientific calculators. So, and let's say our first task is to make this calculation. So let's press the magic button. You'll see there's a flashing light or flashing line. That's like a cursor.
So we'll enter 2 at the top. And now, how do we get it to the bottom? Well, these arrow keys here are our cursor control keys. So there's normally a button like that. It'll look different, but basically it'll be cursor control. So I'm going to take the downward arrow, and that moves my cursor down to the bottom of the fraction. And I'm going to put in 3. Now, if I put plus, it would think I wanted to add something to the 3 on the bottom of the fraction. So I've got to say, no, that's not what I want. I have to say I've finished with this fraction, so I put the right arrow, and that takes the cursor outside the fraction, and then I can put plus, or whatever it is I'm going to do, and then I can start again. So 5/7, so I'll put the 5 at the top, bring down my cursor control key, put in the 7, and then moving it up a little bit, I just press equals, and that gives me my answer. All right, let's do another one. Let's clear that. Say we want to do this one. So remember, I said that to multiply a whole number by a fraction, we just multiply the tops. Let's see if the calculator agrees. So I'm going to say 2 times my fraction key, and I'm going to put in a 5 at the top, bring my cursor down to the 7, and hopefully it's going to tell me 10/7 as the answer. And there indeed it is.
Okay, let's finish with a quick test. So freeze frame, and I'll put the answers up next. And here are the answers.